Kris.
What's up?
Us.
Yes, us. Yeah, it's more of a sci-fi than horror to me.
No, it had its horror moments, man. It had definitely.
It was more sci-fi thriller than the horror because of the whole clone thing, you know. And it wasn't bloody.
It's horror. Marchese and Buller.
First off, welcome to Horror with Marchese and Buller. We have Kris on the set with us from Real Vision Radio. I just want to say, we're talking about the movie Us today, but it's not totally a review. This is more like, there may be spoilers in this, because we're going to talk about
the themes and stuff. We've already discussed Us in the previous episode.
Yeah.
But this is sort of getting a bit deeper and...
I mean, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things to discuss. Like, did Adelaide know throughout the entire movie that she was one of the others? How did she learn to talk, yet the others below ground couldn't learn from Adelaide, who was from above? How did she learn to talk when there were no others around who knew how to talk? Right? All those others that were,
You mean the Tithers?
The Tethers, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She could have learned through the other Adelaide, right? Being connected to her. But
No, I don't think so. I think she learned. Remember the scene when the father and the mother was talking, and they taken her to a psychiatrist because she couldn't talk. So
yeah.
They basically taught her how to talk.
Well, the tethered one. But how did the real ones learn how to talk?
She already knew how to talk. Remember in the beginning she was talking to her father when he was playing. The father was playing the game and she was talking to him.
Yeah, but then she also, when she talked to me at least, she had sort of an adult, I don't know, vocabulary. She sort of sounded like she was more mature. I mean, I guess maybe she could have just kept talking to herself, but you could see her voice wasn't being used a lot. But then why couldn't she teach the other tethers? Why couldn't they talk? Because they were tethered to people that were above ground as well.
Yeah, I guess you can kind of argue that the other tethers were too busy replicating what the people above ground were doing. I kind of think it must have been a real insane world to live in, which is kind of why the adults, what was she called, Adelaide?
Adelaide, yeah.
Adelaide. The adult Adelaide, when she comes above ground and they abduct the family in like the opening 20 minutes of the film, why she can speak but she struggles to speak. Mm-hmm. It must have been like a real insane environment to sort of be around in, it's like a real sort of dysfunctional upbringing. But I know we'll go into it a little bit more, but what I kind of found interesting was it's a theme I almost talked about in terms of literary horror and stuff, and it applies to this as well. And I think me and Will talk about it in another podcast going forward. We've touched on lit horror a few times before, but is it really horror when you have to go back and review it? Because I didn't fully understand the themes the first time round of watching it. I had to then go back and watch it again and research it to understand what the hell was going on a little bit. And if that's the case, is it like an example I gave to Will, and you have to explain a joke, it isn't a joke anymore? Is it like, if it's horror, it's not really horror if you've got to research what was so scary about it? Does that make any sense? Yeah. And I kind of found that a little bit with Get Out. I had to sort of, I know there was some sort of racial theme there, and then afterwards it turns out to be something a little bit different, but I had to sort of research what that was about afterwards. And I think if it's not there in front of you sometimes, and it's not scaring you as and when you're watching it, if you have to explain it, then it's not scary. But what do you think, Kris?
The Get Out and the Us movies are in the same universe.
Yeah.
Like the ending of Us, it was like all the tithers was coming out, Woodwork, replacing their real selves.
Uh-huh.
So somebody asked me, is there going to be a sequel to it? I'm like, nah, I don't think there's going to be a sequel to this.
No, I don't think there will.
I think there'll be another movie in that same universe.
I'm kind of interested to know, Kris, did you get it the first time around watching it? Did you fully understand what was going on?
Yeah, well, I kind of read the spoilers before I watched the movie.
Right. Yeah.
So when I watched the movie, it's like everything was making sense, especially the part when the mother, the tether mother, didn't want to go to Santa Cruz because she's afraid she might run into herself.
Yeah.
So that gave it away the whole movie, and I'm like, I wasn't surprised because I'm like, she didn't want to go in the first place, so she was already suspect.
Yeah.
From the beginning,
Yeah.
She's got to go, and the husband's like, "Come on, let's go." She's like, "Oh, I don't want to go there."
Yeah.
So, I got the whole part, especially when the son realized that she's a tether, and she killed her real self when she stabbed her real one, and she kind of smiled, and she's driving, she was like all happy. Someone's looking at her like,
yeah.
But I mean, in reality, I mean, that is her family. I mean, the husband had the children with the tether, so it's not like she's not the real mother of those kids. Even if she does know, like, is she evil? Does that make her evil, or does that just make her, she knows. She knows the whole time. She got over on herself on the real version, but does that mean that she's going to do evil and stuff? I mean, because I don't think those things were really evil.
She had a sinister smile at the end of the movie driving.
But everybody's dead supposedly, so now it's like an apocalypse almost. Now all the tethers are,
I kind of knew that what was going on about 2/3 of the way through it, and I said, I bet that she's the tether. I kind of got that fairly, and I didn't see any spoilers, but still at the very end, sort of thematically, I had to research it. And I was like, what, the Hands Across America thing? And I was like, right, okay, I know there's obviously a link between these people, but what was going on? And
then the government thing, they didn't really go into the government thing too much.
Yeah, that's good though. That's a good part, because they didn't want to get it too conspiracy theory type stuff. But then remember she said that they can find you wherever you go.
Yeah.
Because they're linked, so wherever you go, they can find you because you have a link.
I don't know. I think the government thing would have been interesting.
I think they didn't get too deep into the government thing. Too political,
Oh no, I don't mean political wise. I mean just like secret government kind of testing.
Like that movie I gotta watch too, Captive State.
Captive State? When they were driving to the place in Us, when they said put 5 on it, what do you think that meant to you? Because there was a whole bunch of there was actually theories about why they said that. There was people were going into it and trying to what it meant, analyzing what that meant. Do you have a
5 on it?
Yeah, because it's basically a drug reference.
Yeah,
that's what I thought it was.
It is.
But I saw some sites that were saying that there was theorize what it meant and everything. They were researching and they were analyzing what that meant. Do you have a
5 on it?
Yeah, because it's basically a drug reference.
Yeah,
that's what I thought it was.
It is.
But I saw some sites that were saying that there was a reason why they said that. There was a reason why he put it in there. I think sometimes when you start, like Gary said, when you start looking too deep into these movies, it kind of ruins it. I mean, looking into it a little bit, making you think a little bit about it is cool, but when you have to really go and search, I think it ruins the whole thing.
It's like literature. It can be a little bit of bad storytelling. If you idea is as an author or as a filmmaker, I think, to lay it down in a way that you're conveying your vision to the audience. I think that's part of what... I'm not saying it's a bad film, because I thought it was really good. Most of it. I think part of effective communication with an audience is being very clever at letting them know certain things, and the whole picture comes together at the end. But I think if you then have to go and research it or look it up or whatever, that's
yeah. It could be also lazy too, like the literary writers. They leave something out. They're like, oh, that's what I meant. And somebody gives some really great theory why you left that out, and then you're like, yeah, that's what I was talking about. That's what I was trying to convey. You just play along with it, but
it kind of defeats the objective at the end of the day. The point of being scared, the point of horror is a terrifying realization of something. If that terrifying realization comes from you looking up on Wikipedia, then it's not really a terrifying realization.
But we want to know what you think. Even though we reviewed the movie already, now we have Kris on with us. I liked the movie. I like that you had to look it up a little bit. Gary, he likes the movie. Not every single part of it. Maybe 10% he didn't like, but he liked, I could say a good 90%, it sounds like. Kris?
I thought the bulk of it was fantastic. It's just that the same happened though with that other horror film. What was it called? Hereditary. I had to look that up as well.
Oh, I thought it was good. I thought it was really good.
It was a really good film, but again, at the end I was like, what the hell's going on,
Oh.
And Kris, what did you think of Us?
No, I liked it. liked it. It was a good movie. It was storyline was pretty smart. You know. I had no problems with it. I don't see it like a horror movie. It's like I see more as a sci-fi because of the whole clone thing.
Well, we want to know what you think. Chris wants to know, and so does Gary over there on the other side.
I really want to know. Yeah.
You leave your comments down below.
Yeah, no, I do want to know.
Let us know what you think about Chris. He gives it 5 Real Vision radios.
Yeah, I give it 4.5 Garys.
And I'll give it 4.5 Wills.
Yeah. Awesome.
4.65.
See you next time, Chris.
Ciao.
See you later.
It's all with Marchese and it's all with Marchese and
I like that you had to look it up a little bit. Not too much though. Chris is.
Watch it later on today because I got the flex.
Oh yeah. Hold it. Wait. Don't say nothing yet. Okay. Us.
Them. Honestly, I don't care what your opinions are. Just no.
Hey Chris, you remember Odell from the AV?
Yeah.
He reminds me of the main guy. That's
Main guy?
Yeah, the main character, the husband.
Yeah.
That's what he reminds me of Odell.
Oh god.
But
I'm gonna bring some tomorrow. We'll try some of the pop rocks.
well, I had some MRE, zombie apocalypse. Pretty good.
You couldn't eat that. You couldn't eat that in Apocalypse. So you'd be sat on the sofa, wouldn't you? Just chilling.
Hey, but it's a good way to go. It's pretty good, yo. The more I eat it, the more it's good.
Check it out.
Uh-oh.
Oh wow!
What's that?
I can only see half of that. What is it?
It's weed, but you can eat it. It's like,
Oh, edible weed? Oh. It was like popcorn weed?
Nice.
How's it taste?
it tastes like peanut butter though. It's called ginger dark nugs.
Ah, okay. Is weed legal in New York?
I got
No, not yet.
It's gonna be. Then I got this right here called Moon Rocks.
Is that something you'd taste as well?
Now you smoke this. This one is cool. But it's really, really potent. The guy was like, "Yo, don't think it's because a little bit because it's not strong. It's really potent." So I'm like, "All right." So I'm just taking my time with everything.
All right, Chris.
What's up? But I got this though.
What's that? Oh, the vaping.
Oh, vape.
Yeah.
This is strong as.
Chris.
I'm drinking gin. I'm a little bit gangster, Chris.
That's a lot. That's a lot of gin.
Yeah. Look.
Damn.
You see? Damn.
Take it to the head. Take it to the head. Wait, what they say in that scary movie? You take it like. Remember that movie? That was a funny movie, man.
I was watching it the other day.
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there goes the piece that fell on the floor. Okay. So,